Hello everybody and welcome back to PGR Bristol. Today we're going to be doing something different. It is a new venture in the business we have running here. We've already got the fish and the bees, but now we're going to expand once more into noodles. And it does seem a bit of a random thing, but it is something that we can do since we have the crops available to us which will produce the beautiful noodles which we can then sell. The sell point costs £1. Obviously it's going to be cheap because you wouldn't usually buy the place you're going to sell it to. But the actual production factory is a bit more expensive, which is obvious. It's bound to be. We have to build it and everything, but first of all, I was busy with the ground modification roller, getting the site prepared, and I've actually just been over to the store, well, the sell point for the fish, and I have done a few changes there as well. I've made some of the roads wider, put a new road in, and also put the sell point in for the noodles as well. So I think that's going to be good enough. That should be a big enough area for this particular section of the business which we're going to be building. But yeah, let's just go up here and I'll show you what I've done. This track here is slightly wider because before I was clipping the corner of this building. I've also made the gravel track wider, put a new road in there that goes to the honey sell point, and then of course this is the noodle sell point just here. I did come across one issue. I probably should have put the texture down first because it's actually a solid object despite it just being a box, and then it didn't change the grass texture underneath. So yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. It's just something I should have done. It was just a good opportunity as well to use the Valmet tractor. I know lots of people have requested me to use it again. Unfortunately there wasn't really much to do with it, but yeah, it's done. So that is one more thing ticked off our list of things to do today. The ground is prepared, the site is ready. All we have to do now is buy the placeable. Or actually no, all we have to do now is start the entire business. Sounds easier than it is, because what we need to do is harvest many different crops. We need to get wheat, we need to get water, which obviously you don't harvest, but yeah, we need to get water, and barley, I believe. So that is that done. We'll put this back over here. I'll also change the setting back to standard ground texture, the original ground texture. There we go. So when I lower it down, it doesn't affect anything underneath. Although having said that, it probably will, because this is actually a bit of turf we've put in, so it might make it worse. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let's just run over here. I don't think anything's going to have to be done with these pallets at the moment, probably at the end of the episode. Mainly because we haven't really elapsed any more time since the previous episode. So not a lot has changed. Right, so it is this one here. The Noodle Factory. And it's bigger than I thought. I've just made the site a bit bigger. That is far better than it was. However, there does seem to be a problem with the actual levelling of the ground. Which isn't ideal. In fact, it's kind of frustrating. So, if I place it there, if we want to at a later date, we can put a bit more concrete in. Yeah, just a bit here. But yeah, that is pretty much perfect. I mean, it would have been ideal if it had gone a little bit further that way, but obviously it's one of these placeables which is a bit more sensitive to uneven terrain, which is perfectly understandable. But yeah, this is where we produce the noodles. So basically, you come around here, you tip your trailer or lorry load of wheat, of barley, and also your load of water, and then production should start. This is the front, obviously where the pallets spawn, so that is where we'll be able to pick all the noodles up from and take them over to the sell point behind there. Yep, like I say, this is where we take the wheat and everything to, and then the water is something that we can do straight away. So we're actually going to get the ball rolling today completely, so we'll have wheat, water and barley in this factory by the end of today, but it won't be straight from the field. We've got about 5,000 litres of wheat and barley in storage, so we'll get them, and the water obviously is pretty easy to get hold of anyway. In fact, look at this, we've still got almost 70,000 litres over at the fish farm, so it clearly isn't getting through it too fast, which means that my life is going to be much easier, because we don't have to keep topping it up continually. So yeah, we're going to grab this Fliegl tanker just here and get a full load, take it over to the Noodle Factory, And that can be step 1 of 3 completed. Which means we're going to be using the man an awful lot today. Or actually, the MAN. I think some viewers will get annoyed if I call it a man. I am driving my man. Yeah, that's just not right. So, we'll take the skip off the back. I don't think the skip is going to be used again this week. But I did notice another mod actually, which was pallet production. We could diversify once again. Right, so that's that dropped off the back. We then need to get the water tank. So we'll get that hitched on. And look at the transformation this yard has taken. This, I keep saying every week, but this was just a grass field. Nothing else. I think if I ever went to a brand new save on this same map and came to this field, I would be amazed. It'd be a totally different place. So there we go. We do have water on here. However, I think I've got the vehicle, the water brake mod installed, which means that basically if you put a vehicle into the water, it won't make it disappear. It won't say you can't drive it anymore. But the problem is, the mod's name means exactly what it does. It is a water brake mod, so it breaks the water completely. You can't use it for water. You can't fill up tankers from it. I probably should turn it off actually, because it's only useful really for multiplayer. But we don't need to worry too much, since we've got another water fill point just over here at this farm. I think 1 tanker load today will be fine. I really don't know how fast it's going to get through it, but when you compare the amount of water to wheat we'll have, I really don't think it's going to be an issue. Because we'll have so little wheat compared to the water. And you'd have thought it would require more wheat than water anyway. Right, so that is filling up. Shouldn't take too long, but it does charges. There is actually a mod which many people keep sending to me, which means that you can get your water for free. I'm not really too worried about it though in this series. I probably would be more worried about it in the realistic series, unless of course we were getting it from a hydrant, because then if you're getting it from the mains it would cost money anyway. It's just if you're sucking it from a river. So that is 20,000 litres. That should be really good just for today. I suppose we could come back for load number 2. We're going to take this over to the correct unloading point and get all that sorted out. How have I done this? I've immediately got lost. This farm is so well laid out that I've got lost. Yeah, I think it's out of here. It is, good. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, just remembered we've actually got the placeable water tower, so we'll use that in future. Maybe I've put it a bit too close. It just seems a bit too easy. And hopefully we can unload. There we go. So that is all going into there. In fact, we should be able to see it appearing on the digital display. Should go up to 20,000. Which, yeah, obviously is an awful lot. Look at that though. It's a very nice model. There we go, that is load number 1 done. So, we'll go up to our water tower, and we will get some more. But yeah, like I say, I think it is probably so close that you even forget it's there. It should have been placed a bit further away. But that is once again filling up. So, yep, we'll do it. We'll take it over there. Then we'll be transferring the tanker back over to the hook lift container. And we can fill up, well, just the bottom of it actually. 5,000 litres in a lorry is going to be nothing. Why it's litres though? I can't get my head around it really. I mean, it's okay to measure stuff in litres, even solids, but yeah, it's just because in real life it would be usually measured in kilograms or tons, or if you're in America, possibly pounds. But yeah, I mean, litres and wheat or something like that just doesn't really strike me as the correct measurement, the correct unit. So anyway, doesn't matter. We'll reverse back up here again. We'll have 40,000 litres of water, and then we can do the wheat and the barley. And then we'll have to think about doing a harvest. We've got loads and loads of fields to harvest. We've got tons of wheat and tons of barley. In fact, one of the barley fields isn't even numbered, interestingly. I'm not too sure why, but yeah, it doesn't matter. In fact, field number 23 connects to field 24, which we were in yesterday. That's wheat, so that could be a good place to go to. Field number 6 I think would take far too long to do. It might not look too big, but it's huge. Right, there we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to drop this off. I think we'll probably put it back where we got it from. Otherwise, I'm likely going to forget where it came from. Although it is a bit busy in here. Okay, so we'll drop it off. I really am surprised about how mixed the viewers feel about this particular series. Some people absolutely love this series, and others find it boring. And I don't think there's actually another series when I've had such a mixture. It's either, oh, it's an okay series, or yeah, it's really good. Not, I love it, or I absolutely hate it. I think it's got to be a first. But having said that, I've never done this kind of thing before. I've never created an industrial estate and done such a diverse amount of, well, jobs I suppose you could call them, but projects. Right, let's pick this up now. I didn't really need to put the hook lift back, did I? Okay, so there we go. That's grabbed it, it's now going onto there. All I have to do now is establish whereabouts in the yard they're actually stored. Because I'm not actually too sure where the storage point is. We may have to refer to the map. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I would say it is at the barn, which is right at the top, very close to the bale sell point. I may be wrong, but if I was to take a stab in the dark, that is where I'd go to. And looking at those pallets back there, actually I think they are ready. I think they're full. So when we've done this, we'll have a really good selling session. It will only take a matter of minutes, but we could potentially make tens of thousands of pounds. So it's going to be exciting to see. Anyway, yeah, first of all, let's just drive up here, get some wheat or barley, and bring it back. Let's just hope it is the correct place. If not, then I'm going to be left scratching my head because I don't know anywhere else where it could be. Barn seems to be the most sensible place to store it, so yeah, we'll take a look. I still really love the environment on this map. It does look very good. The roads are incredibly realistic. Obviously all the weeds in the side of the road there, they look very good too. It's a decent map. Well made. I'm still hoping to do this Let's Play series on it for quite some time yet. I was considering 20 episodes to begin with, but to be honest I'd prefer to go a little bit further, 25 to 30. Okay, so this is the barn just up here, and yes, I can see loads of silos, so this must be the correct place. Shame the silos have only got about 5,000 litres in, like I say. It would have been a lot more satisfying if we were getting a full load. So where to enter the yard? I would say just up here. There is actually a main gate by the look of it, so we'll use that. And where do we fill up? That will do nicely. Just about fit under there. Wow, that is so close. Okay, so can we fill up from here? I hope we can do. Well, that came up blank. I couldn't find anywhere to actually fill it up from there, so what we're going to do now is try this one over at the farm, miles away. I can only assume that it is this load of silos here where you can fill up your own crops from. So, let's give it a go. It's a bit tight through here with such a big trailer, but hopefully it's still going to be possible. Aha! There we go. So you can indeed fill up from here, but not from the other place. I think the other place was actually a sell point, and the silo fill point was just like for display. Right, well off we go. Yeah, obviously it's a bit over the top to have such a huge trailer with just a tiny bit in the bottom, but it's all fun. It just looks a bit ridiculous. The tractor actually doesn't seem to care, it's just leaving a bit of black smoke behind it. So, yep, if the tractor's not complaining, I'm not. We are going to have to go back though for another load, but only this time of barley. It's a good job I made this cut-in road just here. Saves a bit of time. Next place I need to put a road is through here. To spin round. Yeah, I think the best thing is just to put this entire area as concrete. Okay, so all we need to do is tip it. Of course, it needs to actually be able to tip it. It's not working. How weird. Come on, you can do it. It probably doesn't have the power. Let's try something bigger like a Fent 930. Plenty of power in this. I just hope it can fit through the area where we need to fill it up from. Okay, that is really weird. This doesn't want to tip either. How bizarre. There we go. I have no idea what changed, but it works now. Anyway, let's go back to the farm and get the rest of it. Just a tiny bit more. And yes, this tractor does look better suited to the trailer. We need to take a really wide berth. I think we should probably be using the Joskin trailer. It would make life easier. Let's just see. What's the clearance above us? Ah, pretty good actually. Well, here we go. Barley. Won't take long. Done. And off we go. Back to the Noodle Factory. So next week what we're going to do is make sure we have a decent harvest of both wheat and barley. We're not going to finish fields, we're just going to get enough to be able to get this really working well. Obviously the water is all done. And I think the key here is not to go too far into the trigger. Stay right off the back. Perfect, so now production should start. You would hope. So if I go and park this over here, out of the way, if I just increase the time just slightly, everything should just kick into action and it should all be ready for it to start producing noodles. So let me just go over here. If I just do my crouch, there we go. Good grief, that was fast. We've already got loads of noodles. Okay, well in that case, let's go over to the forklift. Really do like this forklift, I think it's decent. I think if it had a reskin, it would look even better. So we've done this many times before, but it's always interesting to see when we go and sell something expensive. This stuff here is worth quite a bit. Only problem is we can't get too close to it since we've got the concrete there. So if I just lower it down again, we should be able to push the forks further in. Much better. And we'll take it over there, see how much we can get for it. Quite a bit here too, 4,000 litres. Oh, I don't like that when it does that. It goes a bit too messed up. Okay, watch the money. And that is a demand. We need to see how much we get for it. Okay, almost finished. Done. £13,857. So that is obviously not bad at all, but you can get way better. For example, the caviar. Now, is it actually ready? I think it is. That looks to be very close to 100% full. $56, okay. Almost half. I got that really right. Anyway, we do have other stuff. We've got the frozen fish, we've got the alive fish. We know where they need to go. In fact, if we deliver the alive fish, the caviar will fill up dramatically. This is 100%, so yeah, it's going to make some drastic differences. Very simple, this one. Just take it over here, drop it into the trigger. In fact, you don't even have to drop it in, just drive through. But don't get stuck on the building. And then we've got some fish smoking. In fact, there could be some smoked fish ready for sale too. I don't think we're short of frozen fish though. I can already see a pallet from here. Just keeping the supply stocked up. So yeah, how are we doing for wood? So much stuff that we need to keep an eye on. Wood is, oh wow, 30,000, we'll call it 30,000 kilograms, might as well. So yep, that is perfect. We'll see if we can sell some noodles today. If I just do my usual crouch. And that could be very close to 100%. It can only fill so far. It can only fill so much if you've only got a certain amount of fish in there. 81% sounds good to me. We'll take it. It's going to be worth it. Now this will be impressive. If there's any occasion you need to watch the money, it's now. Look at the speed of that. The speed it's going up. Just astonishing. This is why our fish business is going to do well. Oh, this road should continue. Another thing we need to do. £33,460. Nobody is going to complain at that wage. And it looks like this is ready too. It is indeed. 4,000 litres it's showing on the digital display. I don't think it's worth too much. After all, they're only noodles, so they can't be worth a great deal. I'm guessing they're the type of noodles that don't contain egg. Otherwise we'd have had to put eggs in there too. Aren't noodles rice? Some are made from rice and some are made from eggs. But there must be flour in it, that's what the wheat's for. I think it's just because obviously Farming Simulator doesn't totally cater to it. It's a very ingenious idea though. Yes, it has to go into this trigger just here. Yeah, it's still getting quite fast, the money. Nothing to complain about, that's for sure. Let's just see. Almost finished. It's good. £14,321. I did say at the end of this episode we might get some decent money, and we really have done. I think we've gained about £60,000 in the last 5 minutes. Not bad going. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for today, unless there is some smoked fish, which there is, crikey. We are doing well. My foot slipped off the pedal. You may have heard it. It's all the excitement. Although there is only 1,000 litres here, so it won't be worth a great deal. We'll go up there once more, and this can be the grand finale. Really doesn't hang about, this forklift. quite a nippy thing. Wow, they sell fast. Obviously we have 75% less of that. 6,405. Yeah, because some of the pallets were 4,000 litres, that one was just 1,000. But still not bad at all. In fact, per 1,000 litres, that's better. So, until next time, thank you as usual for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and see you again very soon. Bye for now.